거점을 점령 중이다. 합류할 사람? 나 널 보고 있어.
석양이 친다.
소등.
Your face. Come on, baby. Your face.
Dallas Fuel and Seoul Dynasty.
These are players with storied histories and a lot of success in the past.
That is it. Envious will win Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 with a 4-0 victory. GG.
A rivalry that's raged on across the globe.
When they were Lunatic High and Envious, these guys had some great matches. And it's going to be a full hold for
Lunatic High, our reigning champions, do it again.
Seoul Dynasty might just be the best Overwatch team. This is exactly the high-level Overwatch match we were hoping it would be. Seoul Dynasty has taken this series. Bam, that was close. Stage 2, then a match between Dallas Fuel and Seoul Dynasty. There's a stick on XQC, gets him! And Seoul Dynasty will barely pull it out. Lots to look forward to for these guys. Historically, I think this is always a fun match to watch.
We saw some great stuff out of both of these rosters, and coming in, we've seen some major improvements
For the Dynasty. 15-7 overall. They could lock up that number 2 seed in the overall standings with a win here, number 16. It's not going to be easy today with the current lineup. If you look at the starting 6, they don't have the best track record.
They don't have the best track record, and they've always been grinding out these wins. And today versus the Dallas Fuel, who is revitalized, I think this is going to be another grind for them if they want to win here today. It's never been easy for the Seoul Dynasty so far this season, and now you're putting in Gambler into the lineup. Maybe versus the Mercy, you're putting in Zephyr. We not really sure what he's going to bring yet. So in my opinion, this is going to be a very tough game for the Seoul Dynasty, but they have to bring it out for once this game.
Now, having said that, they are unbeaten on 2 maps in the pool, on Volskaya and Route 66.
That's
Nobody
pretty
has
good.
been able to come up against Seoul Dynasty. And really, it speaks to the expectations for this team that if they win this match, they are in 2nd place, and we would still be kind of disappointed with their performance overall.
I mean, they haven't reached the stage playoff once. They've always fell short. So in my opinion, when it comes down to it, when you need to be clutch, Seoul Dynasty haven't, and they need to step up.
That's true, but you only really, when you look at them in their division, they only need to edge out the LA Valiant to be able to get that bye in the overall playoffs. I think they're playing the long game here. Seoul aren't worried yet. But
Bye, so win your championship, Sideshow.
Keep your eyes
Apex Overwatch League, whatnot. And you have to wonder, I was, I think it was like Brandon or Johnny, we were just discussing this a while ago about like the first game of the season, right? Fleta, and then Zephyr will be playing the off tank. Seoul Dynasty tweeted out, Zunba not playing, has a bit of an injury, so we'll see Zephyr in the lineup today.
OG behind this though, Matt. They need some picks to open things up. We saw the same issues faced by the Fusion.
No Sombra here for Seoul Dynasty on point B. Jehong opens things up. It's a big pick on AKM. They're going to push off of this.
AKM brought back to life. That really opens things up for Fleta as well. Fleta's now playing on his own because he realizes the enemy Widow's down, so there's resurgence they are. And it'll be OGE down. And it will be the catcher on the point here. There will be no more contesting from the Dallas Fuel. And map 1 goes to the Tigers.
They were dominant on the offensive side, and they're able to hold Dallas
We
Fuel.
thought Dallas would be top 3. That definitely did not happen. And we're still reeling from it, Matt. We're still reeling. We live in the, the fallen age.
To get close,
right?
And that would get you close. I don't know if it would get you in, but on defense, Seoul Dynasty, they'll be running a Gambler on Mercy. That's
Ko dies to Munchkin on the other ledge here, so okay. There needs to be some aggression. We've got to go in. AKM. Oh no! He doesn't quite nail it. And plays apparently. And they'll be on the move with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Now they'd love to snowball this.
So her kit, the issue is her support ultimate's not one that gives a full team sustain. Oh, that is so filthy.
Jehong, come on!
Some situational play. This type of situation, do you want to continue to go in? Do you want to peel back? And right now, you're not seeing it done.
There you go. Fleta only falling responses from Dallas. They've still got some players up who can do damage. Jehong just trying to boop OGE away. And we're talking about playing alone. There's not much he could have done. Overtime still ticking through. Gambler threw himself in there, but it wasn't enough. Effect gets picked up by Jehong at long range. And now the Transcendental's going to be brought onto the payload. That means Zephyr can hang around. Time's going to tick down, and it does. Yes! Now we have ourselves a series. It's one apiece going into halftime. The characteristic defensive dominance of Dallas finally resurfaces here. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, they're able to. tie us up going into the half. It's a big map number 2. Mitch, it's something we don't see too often. You know, Dallas, and they're able to win it.
Seoul just couldn't keep that aggression going at the right-hand time. AKM coming in. Tactical Visor was big. Jaehong doing Jaehong things. We'd love to see it. We'll get XQC as well. So that's like 5.
Yeah.
Like the 4 or 5 like takes, or like when he's had to be the main tank and play with another off tank. So
He's a main tank. It's like, oh, Taimu's now the main tank. Like
it's literally the speed dating of like tank and off tank pairings. Everyone just sits at a table and they got a minute each.
All right, this is
a riptide here.
Like this.
Oh, okay. Or he just goes and gets a kill on Rascal immediately. OGE shield barely managed to withstand that. And honestly, the Blizzard was fine. The placement was good. But 3 whole hog. Apparently not enough meat on the bones. So the apple was in the mouth. And Zephyr's going to move forward here. Mickey's just trying to hide around the corner, then dashes straight into the Transcenders to try and stay alive, and it works out. He's hanging around. And you can see off on the left-hand side, Harry Hook is keeping himself very scarce behind that pillar. Because even a Valkyrie, who could be dead and go, not much to be done. One more shot and he'll be done. That was gross.
Yeah, just insane Widowmaker play there from Fleta. So I thought they may have been able to turn it around when Rascal comes up with that Rip Tire, because when he's using his...
So she can kind of fly around. So Fleta trades in a Deadeye for the Pharah pick. Quite happy. Coming from Miro, at least 2 for him. And OGE gets charged up against the wall. Miro, nano boost. So damage reduction, very important right now. Great peel from the Ana here on the side of the Seoul Dynasty. Jaehong giving over that nano boost, and that's going to give the map over to Seoul Dynasty. Sometimes peel is more than positioning and healing. I love the use of that. And you see Miro was in a position to wreck it, Ralph.
Yeah, another close game between these two teams. They saw something that worked with Junkrat, you know, with a little bit more of an aggressive Dallas fuel coming in tonight. Rascal hearing from AKM.
Oh, he'll let me know. Yeah. He's like a head shorter than me, it's fine. It'll scare me. We'll jump in here. Dallas fuel on the attack mat. Gonna have OG with the customer. Great coordination from the supports to keep this key player up on his feet. But now Rascal really will just be poking from mid to left. He's gonna try it. Round 2, perhaps. Zephyr low, he'll try again. Gross! And now we're gonna have ourselves a map 5. We can't ask for much more there. This Dallas Fuel team, I would say exceeding expectations on their first showing with OGE. They are doing everything right that they need to be able to get a win against this kind of team.
Now are able to put that type of dive together with probably limited practice with OGE. You figure, you know, a voice for this team. It's very difficult to play and not have somebody kind of just tell you what you need to do. As a roster, Rascal will be playing Sombra here. When you play Sombra, you really...
a little bit of a dangerous spot. They're vulnerable now. Harry might have to go for the sound barrier in a second.
I think you have to save it if you're Harry. Especially after you lose your main tank. Fleta does use Deadeye. But now Seoul Dynasty, I mean, you have both support ults going into the next fight. Okay. The Rascal will have this EMP. Maybe you can stall this out a little bit longer. Some good progress made by Dallas here at the start.
Okay, so yeah, Harry Hook in a 6v6 opted not to use his power. Maybe it's such an advantage in that sense. Rascal setting up for no, he got the point. Now we're in overtime and it's just Miro. He will use the Primal Rage, most likely to stay alive. But Gambler's going to be there with the Valkyrie. Going to be a little bit of extra healing, and that's the Primal Rage now.
He gets hacked during his Valkyrie though, so it has to go all the way back there, just trying to stay alive. As now he makes it back towards the point. You'll have 4 members for the Dallas Fuel still here. They're going to use Sound Barrier, try and engage. It's going to be Miro who takes that Rascal at the beginning.
Stuck. That's a big one effect, getting 2 kills for the fight, but the rest low. Clever though, Dallas back away from the point where the Reinhardt shield is. Oh, he's caught Rascal though, man. It may not matter now. Miro steps forward. Bit of speed boost from Gambler. Graviton Surge there, and it's 2 for 1 with a swing at a hammer. All too easy. Miro, the blunt object and the orchestrator of Dallas's woes right now.
Rascal does go over to Farah here, so you're going to try and get to the point.
2 ticks. This could be over. Can Dallas even get back to the point? Just trying to dip his toe in the water, but no, he's pushed away! And that was the chance for the Fuel to finally get a win against Seoul, but no, it's not going to be today. Seoul Dynasty bring it back from the brink after, frankly, a very poor showing on Route 66. They demonstrate to us multiple compositions.
Devastating to Zenyatta.
I mean, he won't have a chance to use Transcendence straight up. Jaehong. Hit Q, my friend. Oh! The Transcendence thrown in here. Miro trying to step back. Oh no, we can't get the Earth Shatter. He's forced to drive it into his shield.
7, Seoul Dynasty. Miro bringing tissues out. Ready to mop up the Gladiator tears?
Yeah, he's going to wipe them all away. He knows there's a lot of fans in here that are going to be really salty.
That's not a tissue box. That's a Blizzard box of some kind of loot. My bad. Way
I
off.
could have needed some on the desk. So this team, we have Sepper back in the lineup today because Sunba is out with a wrist injury. Or Zumba is actually in the lineup.
Zumba is back in the lineup.
Better.
Yeah. So he's just recently apparently recovered from his minor wrist injury that has kept him out for the previous couple of games. So coming back in on the off tank, they've got a slightly more solid roster here. More of what we would expect to be their A team, other than Wikid actually. That's a different addition, which I assume is because they're going into Anubis and they're going to want to play a lot of Junkrat here.
In the past, when we talked about Seoul's best support duos, we always said Jaehong alongside Toby. Gambler back in the lineup alongside Jaehong.
Yes,
for
and
the
that
second
means
time.
a lot of Mercy coming out because Toby isn't the best Mercy gambler. In the meanwhile, has
Really
proven
is.
to be really good pocketing Flera on the Widowmaker. So Mercy expected coming out today.
And Seoul have looked a little shaky overall on Anubis, but when you look at this map pool overall, if they can crack this kind of Widowmaker Junkrat composition on Anubis and Junkertown, they should be looking excellent. They have all the pieces.
I love these ladies screaming in the front row. They love their Seoul Dynasty. Keep it coming, ladies. That is your starting six for the Seoul Dynasty tonight.
Like an amalgamation of cars. Johnny has stitched two shirts together into one right there.
Oh, the school bus will be by later to pick them up, I'm sure.
Things along those lines with the Los Angeles Gladiators are on the low ground with this horse, so it is the mini Shetland setup here. And
Kane will be there to find Sherfor in the end. And it's looking like Seoul Dynasty will be able to push through here.
an enormous play to be able to drop the Mercy and get the tire in the same swing too. Only 2 tanks on the point for the Valiant, or excuse me, the Gladiators. I'm sure I made a lot of people wearing purple very unhappy with that mistake. They will finally grab point and Blade. Hydration will have it as well. That could very well decide. Over the wall he goes for it. He gets Wikid again.
Again, and there's the follow-up. Hydration finds Gambler. Awkward spot here for Sherfor. Doesn't look like he's going to get hurt too badly, though. And Zumba this time, no remake for him. It's Fleta trying to be the hero here with the blade of his own. Not quite finding the targets just yet, although he does decapitate Fisher. Looking for the D-Mech as well. And Los Angeles Gladiators, yet again, despite a strong start in the push, they're not able to secure the point. How does he not plow through that tree? That's the question, really, that we need to be asking here. The big questions. All right, we got both ults in play. But again, Fleta patient, waits out the trance, and then Wikid! Between Wikid and Fleta, half the team for Gladiators are dead. Hydration as well. And yet another reset with a minute left on the clock here.
Back and forth, though, you have to imagine Bigger's going to go on to Lucio to try to get back to this point. They just need stall. Fleta looking to close it out.
Open to, but he's getting batted around right now. That's not too pleasant for him. They do manage to pin Fisher in the corner. Now it's a matter of just finding these kills, and sure enough, there it is. Fleta finally takes Fisher's head. Wikid with yet another tire that gets value, and they are going to hold Seoul Dynasty. Not allowing the Gladiators to lock shields and press forward to tie it up. Instead, they will take this first map 2-1.
Well, as much as they've struggled on the offense, their defense was stellar there, having maybe they've got a somber mix of their own for Seoul coming into this, but we'll see. So far, both teams undefeated on Blizzard World. 1-0. God, sick.
Super sick. Love to see the StarCraft is still chugging along.
Okay, offensively, they are running something kind of interesting. Is Wikid is going to be on the tire, but it was rezzed up because he was in such a position that's such an easy res right there. Jazz falling early on does hurt though. Jaehong is going to have to transcend to get rid, make sure he lives through a self-destruct, and it does seem like maybe finally Soul's cracked this one.
Yeah, a bit of the BM there from Jaehong. Hey, Gladiators, don't you wish you had your Transcendence right now? Wait, he's dead. It's thrown out there by Shaz and Jaehong as well, both of them. The Zenyatta's there with the AoE healing. Sure, on it, they will win! Munchkin not able to touch it. Los Angeles Gladiators will tie up the series 1-1, taking home Blizzard World.
Ruining Soul's. I could do without Cuttlefish.
What about, like, squids? Squids are just scary.
Same family, I suppose. I mean, squids in Nepal. Now on the Seoul side of things, we do have Wikid onto the Pharah. Munchkin stays in the game as the Tracer. So it's going to be a matter, like, look, Pharah on paper is great.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be the self-destruct cast out into nowhere.
And you see the difference between choosing the barrage. It was last time Wikid used the barrage was after the Pharah was already dead. You're a sitting duck to the anti-air missiles if you do it while the other Pharah is alive. It's exactly what happens.
Fisher, the target of focus fast enough here as the sound barrier gets thrown in, and it's not going to be good enough. The Gladiators will win the fight as Seoul try to run the gauntlet to get on the point to tap it. not quick enough. 2-1 on the map, 2-1 in the series now.
Preseason really has been crushing it right now. And on Junkertown specifically, where a Widow is so important because it's an enormous if they so choose to run that, but a lot of pressure onto Big Goose. Gonna have to keep Fissure and Bishu alive. So triple tank here, Roadhog, Widow.
Down to half HP though. We'll get topped up, and now we're on a flank mission here. The wall could come in handy for ryujehong, and he's gonna use it defensively. Instead of trying to chop off a piece of that defense. It will be the hook coming through, though. That's a big one, and there we go. ryujehong, Icicle Snipe. Definitely managing to find these picks.
Yeah, I mean, we might see a lot more May when the next patch rolls through. She got a little bit better, and that is a sniper versus sniper, but it's one who freezes the other. Meanwhile, though, Bishu has come alive, takes him down to himself.
Dude, that is not what we're looking for. And flying, well, that's something. Okay, we got the Blizzard going down as well. Now ryujehong zoning out the point. They're making a lot of free progress here. Bishu gonna get demeched as well, and Fissure is so low. The rest of them just fall, getting caught in the corner, pinned to it by Zumba. Some modern art there.
Well, he got Bishu so low that eventually he jumped.
Besides, trance has to happen now to keep him alive, but Bishu has set up shop, and it's gonna be a bit of a work here to get rid of him.
A nice dueling Transcendence is on the point. It's still so close between these two teams. Wiki dies, but that was after he took down Jazz. Now here on this point, this is ryujehong on his Zenyatta, not his signature Ana, but still able to duel it out.
That is such a chaos.
They were that much better on the defense, and the Seoul Dynasty will take Junkertown.
And we are now going in to the 5th map. It has gone the distance here, 2-2.
It's not enough, and the Gladiators take it down and take the series against the Seoul Dynasty.
Woo. We've found the Achilles heel here for Seoul Dynasty so far this stage. Turns out they just cannot finish.